Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of Peter's English podcast has been started. Who knows if I use the right phrase for this that Peter's English podcast has been started, but who cares? Let's start with the slogan. Learn English, be successful, change your life, open a lot of doors, create your own podcast, write your own novel. You don't need to be talented because learning English is for everyone. And it's true. Okay, people. This is picture in picture mode episode where I want to chat with Microsoft Copilot about interesting English grammar as usual. And then Microsoft Copilot can create interesting, funny story inspired by my novel Viera the Vampire Diary. But let's start with the English grammar. But let's introduce myself a little. Hi everyone, I'm Peter. I'm the owner of Peter's English podcast, and this is my podcast. And my podcast is about my own novel, Viera the Vampire Diary. It's about practicing my speaking skills in English. It's about learning English and sharing and inspiring people for learning English because learning English is for everyone. And we can start. And okay, we can see it. Everyone can see it, and we can start. Okay, let's start. Now I want to learn. Wait a minute. I don't know the name of it. Relative clauses. Yes. Okay. I'm streaming and recording on my YouTube channel via OBS Studio. My new live stream of my podcast. Wait a minute. It cannot be smart. It cannot be. Yes. I activated study and learn mode of Microsoft Copilot. Let's learn relative clauses in English. Now we have to wait. We have to wait. Okay. F5. And wait a minute. Here is. Can you see it? Yes, everything works great. And we can continue. I'm streaming and recording on my YouTube channel via OBS Studio, my new live stream of my podcast. I activated study and learn mode of Microsoft Copilot. Let's learn relative clauses in English. And the answer of Microsoft Copilot is perfect timing, Peter. Let's dive into relative clauses together in study and learn mode. Since you're streaming, we'll keep it interactive and step by step so your audience can follow along easily. Step 1, the core idea. Relative clauses add extra information about a noun. We found starting a new sentence. Example, Peter is streaming. Peter loves English. Peter, who loves English, is streaming. Step 2, the key pronouns. Relative clauses usually begin with words like who, people, which, things, that. People plus things, defining only where, places, and whose, possession. Now let's practice together. Can you try making a sentence about your podcast using who or which? Yes, of course. Wait a minute. No, I can't. No, I can't. Please explain to me. Explain it to me. People, people, here you are. Yes, people, I'm waiting. It's a good idea to wait a minute. We have to wait for the answer, and I hope it can work. We found problems. Yes, here is perfect. F5. I answered. No, I can't. Please explain it to me. Yes, it's very good idea to do, because it's a very good idea to repeat. And yes, the main good word from my English teacher is revise, to revise it. Got it, Peter. Let's slow it down and make relative clauses crystal clear step by step. No pressure, just clarify and fun. Step 1. What is a relative clause? A relative clause is a mini sentence that describes a noun. It starts with words like who, which, that, where, whose. Think of it as extra information glued onto a noun. Step 2. Two styles. Defining relative clause, no commas. It tells us which person think we mean. Example, the student who asked the question is Peter. We found a clause, we don't know which student. Non-defining relative clause with commas. It adds extra information. Example, Peter who loves streaming is live on YouTube. Even without the clause, we still know it's Peter. The clause is just extra detail. Aha. Yeah, yes, yes. The first option, define relative clause, no commas. It tells us which person think we mean. We found the clause, we don't know which student. The student who asked the question is Peter. The second option, non-defining relative clause with commas. It adds extra information. Example, Peter who loves streaming is live on YouTube. Even we found the clause, we still know it's Peter. The clause is just extra detail. Step 3. The keywords. Who, people, which, things, that, people plus things, where, places, whose, possession. Step 4. Simple examples. The microphone that I bought works perfectly. My studio, which is so cozy, is ready. The viewers who join the live stream will learn English. The place where I record is in Slovakia. The student whose mic broke continued bravely. So the formula is noun plus relative pronoun plus extra information. Now, Peter, let's make it interactive. Can you try one sentence about your podcast using which? For example, my podcast which teaches English is live. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Explain how to use which? Okay. Why not? We have to wait. And we have to wait. And we have to wait. Okay. Okay, here is. Okay, where is it? Here it is. Can you see it? Yes, you can. Wait a minute. Explain how to use which. Alright, Peter. Let's zoom in on which. It's one of the most useful relative pronouns. And once you see the pattern, it becomes easy. How which works? Which introduces a relative clause about the thing, not a person. It adds extra information about that thing. It can be used in defining clauses, no commas, or non-defining clauses with commas. Defining relative clause, no commas. This tells us exactly which thing we mean. Example, the microphone which I bought yesterday works perfectly. We found the clause, we don't know which microphone. The clause defines it. Non-defining relative clause with commas. This adds extra information about the thing. Example, my ring light, which is on the right side, makes my face look perfect. Even we found the clause, we know which ring light. The clause just adds detail. Formula. with think plus which plus extra information. Examples for your podcast. My podcast, which teaches English, is live on YouTube. This episode, which I recorded yesterday, is about relative clauses. OBS Studio, which you use for streaming, has many hidden settings. Quick practice. Can you try making one sentence about your studio setup using which? Yes, yes, of course, this is easy. Wait a minute. Uh, oof. My ring light, which is connected to the tripod, works perfectly. Why not? We have to wait for the explanation. Okay, we have to wait, and here is 5. Can you see it? Yes, you can, and we can continue. My ring light, which is connected to the tripod, works perfectly. This is, people, my sentence, my answer. Excellent, Peter. That sentence, that sentence is a defining relative clause with which, and you nailed the structure. Let's break it down. Main noun, my ring light. Relative pronoun, which. Extra information is connected to the tripod. Main idea works perfectly. Together, my ring light, which is connected to the tripod, works perfectly. Why it's correct? You used which to describe a thing, the ring light. You gave essential information. Which ring light? The one connected to the tripod. No commas because it's a defining clause. Bonus tip: if you wanted to make it non-defined, extra detail, not essential, you add commas. My ring light, which is connected to the tripod, works perfectly. Here the clause is just extra info. We already know which ring light you mean. So your sentence is perfect for defining relative clause. Want to try another one? This time with who for people. For example, Peter who is streaming. But no, this is too easy. Uh, right. The all, the all, the almost common relative clauses in spoken English. Now we have to wait. Because I think that this is the best idea. If there are more than, oh, only a few one. Okay, this is easy. Oh, this is very easy, people. Okay, this wasn't very hard English today, wasn't it? Okay. Write the almost common relative clauses in spoken English. Perfect, Peter. Let's make a clear list of the most common relative clauses in spoken English. These are the ones you'll hear all the time in everyday conversation, podcasts, and casual speech. The most common relative clauses in spoken English: with, who, people. That's the guy who lives next door. She's the teacher who helped me. I know someone who speaks English very well. Which? With, which, things. Who is for people, which is for things. This is the book which I bought yesterday. I love my phone, which has a great camera. That's the microphone which works best for streaming. With that, people plus things, very common in speech. He's the student that asked the question. This is the podcast that I listen to every day. She's the person that told me about OBS Studio. Note, in spoken English, that often replaces who or which because it's shorter and more casual. We were places. That's cafe. That's the cafe where we met. I know a studio where you can record podcasts. This is the town where I grew up. With whose possession? Aha, she's the student whose laptop broke. I met a man whose daughter studies English. There's the teacher whose lessons are very popular. Spoken English notes. In casual speech, people often drop the relative pronoun if it's not the subject. The book which I bought yesterday is great. The person who I met yesterday is nice. That is the most common in everyday talk because it's short and natural. Non-defining clauses with commas are less common in casual speech, but they appear in storytelling. My friend who lives in London is visiting. So the most common relative clauses in spoken English are who for people, which for things, that for people plus things very frequent in speech, where for places, and whose for possession. Peter, do you want me to build a mini spoken English practice round where I give you half and a sentence and you complete it with a relative clause? That would be perfect for a live stream audience. I don't know. People like. I don't like these things. Uh, this is very easy. No, no, no. No. Create a 500 word story inspired by my novel Viera the Vampire Diary. Use uh, a lot of funny wild dialogues. The story has to be funny and interesting and wild. Use this kind of English grammar. Let's go. Okay, now we have to wait for the story and we end this live stream once and for all. Don't worry, people. I want to continue. And yes, you can see that the light, that my new LED light connected to my tripod via one for screw works perfect. The 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 light is perfect. But I don't want to talk about it. Maybe the next week because the next week I work in the afternoon. But wait, here is the yes, here is the story. Let's start. Wait a minute. Five. Okay, here is the story. Can you see the yes? You can. Perfect. People like stories, and I like story too. Now, people, I'm going to read you an AI generated story created by Microsoft Copilot. It's inspired by my novel, Viera the Vampire Diary. Let's start. Okay, can you see it? Yes, you can. This is the most important thing. And let's go. Create a 500 word story inspired by my novel, Viera the Vampire Diary. Use a lot of funny wild dialogues. The story has to be funny and interesting and wild. Use this kind of English grammar. Absolutely, Peter. Here comes a 500 word wild, funny dialogue packed story inspired by Viera the Vampire Diary, written in lively spoken English and using relative clauses which, who, that, where, whose, and all the grammar you're practicing. And here is the story, people. It was inspired by my novel Viera the Vampire Diary, and it's created by Microsoft Copilot. Let's go. Viera the Vampire Girl, the night which went completely wrong. Wait a moment. Now it's better. Viera, who had been awake for only 5 minutes, already felt that the night was going to be chaotic. She opened her diary, which was covered in a glitter and questionable stickers, and sighed dramatically. "Dear diary," she wrote, Tonight I will behave like a normal vampire, which means absolutely nothing will go according to plan. Just then, Peter burst into the room where Viera kept all her forbidden snacks. Viera, we have a problem, he shouted. We always have a problem, Viera replied. Which one is it this time? The beds that refuse to hang upside down. The ghost who keeps stealing my socks? The werewolf whose hairdryer exploded? No, Peter said. It's worse. Your cousin Drusilla is here. Vera froze. Drusilla, who thinks she's a fashion icon, or Drusilla, who once tried to hypnotize a toaster. The second one. Vera screamed, no! She's the one who almost burnt down the castle with her experimental tea. A knock echoed the hall. Knock, knock. Hello, family, Drusilla shouted, entering the room like a tornado, wearing sunglasses. I brought snacks, Peter whispered. Please tell me those snacks are not alive. Drusilla grinned. Well, they were alive. But now they're just confused. A tiny creature jumped out of her back, a creature which looked like a hamster but screamed like a dragon. Put it back, Viera yelled. Last time you brought out one of those, it ate my curtains. It was hungry, Drusilla said. And your curtains were dramatic. Peter stepped between them. Okay, let's calm down. We need a plan. Viera crossed her arms. The last plan you made was the plan that ended with a vampire chicken chasing us around the garden. That chicken was fast. Peter admitted. Suddenly the hamster dragon ran across the floor, jumped onto the chandelier which had survived 3 vampire wars, and started spinning like a carnival ride. Drusilla clapped. Look at him! He's expressing himself. He's expressing chaos, Viera shouted. The chandelier snapped. Everyone screamed. The hamster dragon flew across the room, landed on Peter's head, and hissed proudly. Peter froze. Viera, what do I do? Don't move, Viera said. It's attracted to fear. I am fear. Drusilla pulled out a cookie. Here, little buddy, come to Auntie Drew. The creature leaped off Peter's head, grabbed the cookie, and ran into the hallway where the portraits of angry ancestors hung. Viera collapsed into her chair. This is the worst night ever, Peter said beside her. Actually, this is pretty normal for you, Viera sighed. True, but I wanted a peaceful night. A night which I could write about without screaming. Drusilla poked her head back in. Good news! The hamster dragon found the fireworks. What fireworks? Viera shouted. The fireworks whose box said, do not touch. A loud boom shook the castle. Viera closed her diary. Dear diary, I give up. If you want, I can create another chapter, a dialogue-only version, or a study mode exercise based on this story. People, this story was great. I like this stories created by AI, and this one created by Microsoft Copilot. And yes, I think we can do something because I'll be streaming for 24 minutes. And why not? Wait a minute, if you can, no, another chapter, no. Dialogue only version, no. Or study mode, exercise, no, I don't know. I think it's time to end this story because I don't want to create very long story. It's not a good idea. Yes, I think that this time I want to end this episode. Okay, people, that's it. That's it for this episode, this PIP episode. You can follow me. Please follow me everywhere. You can read my novel, Viera the Vampire Diary. It's on my website, petersenglishpodcast.com. It's on my Wattpad, and you can watch and or listen and read my novel, where I'm reading in every chapter the story, and since the end of the year 2025, since science not science since the last Christmas, I added to my podcast peep mode, uh, peep mode, picture in picture mode, for my own storytelling, and for the chats with all AI chatbots. I call this the new era of Peter's English podcast, because I think it's a very good idea to show you the chat with AI chatbots, or my every chapter of my novel Viera the Vampire Diary. Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and I want to tell you bye bye.